It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
We are the where am I? The crowd.
Maybe we should have to do a mental examination before we can continue on with our shows, like Biden needs to do before he can continue on with his presidency.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird myself, considering the nut bar who was in for 4 years before him.
I guess, it wouldn't take long to just see if you're mentally competent. And so I don't know if I'm against that. I don't think it's against Biden. I think it's against anybody who's getting up there.
Well, this is the Jim and Terry Show, and we are getting up there.
Yeah.
Podcasting this morning from the Hobbit Hole in Bobcaygeon and
my comfy couch in Pefferlaw, Ontario, Canada. Cheers, my friend. I'm
cheers. Chin chin, clink clink.
And my little maple leaf blankie.
And the Maple Leafs, didn't they play Chicago last night? How did they do?
Last time I looked, they were really dominating them. I don't know what the end result was. For some reason, I stopped watching the third period. So, I don't know.
I think you passed out on your couch.
I didn't actually. I was looking for news. I was looking for something new, something in the news, and I don't think I found it that much. I went to bed, I think, at 10:30, so halfway through the last word with Lawrence.
Yes, Lawrence O'Donnell from MSNBC. Yeah, I tend to find a lot of interesting programming in his episode, his cable news.
Well, I don't know exactly what his background is. I think it's in the legal industry, maybe advisor for somebody in politics, but he seems to know his stuff when it comes to the legal jargon and being able to interpret some of the readings. I mean, sometimes he's reading me what, the lawyers are saying. I'm going, what? Like, what? Okay, he seems to know exactly. So I think he's knowledgeable in that area.
I think it was a congressional aide to somebody or other in the Democratic Party back in the day.
Yeah.
So you have to be inside to understand what some of the stuff means.
Some of the language is just, I don't get what you're saying, but it sounds like you know what you're saying.
Yes.
Anyways, I enjoy his show, and I look forward to his and Alex, who took over for Rachel Meadows.
Yes, I don't think I followed.
I like Rachel the best as far as her presentation is concerned, but what can I tell you? I
can say that you find traditional legacy media to be still a source of reliable news.
Yeah. Well, I guess I do in this world of twists and turns, for sure.
In this world of social media as your source of opinion, I don't use the word news for social media and what they spread. I use the word opinion. And you need to be able to use critical thinking skills to sort out the two. It's not often news. You got to separate that.
I think you're right in that. I think you're right in that definition. And some mainstream companies as well seem to be only what I see, the snippets I see, because I don't get Fox, but every now and then online I will get a Tucker Carlson or something. It seems to be more of a opinion station than it is actually presenting the news. And it's funny because at this time in the history of the world, it looks to me like sound news broadcasting is something we could use more than anything, and also get our eyes off of the trouble with the mainstream media in North America. It's so centered on the United States, where there's other things happening around the world. So I guess they're there. I got to start moving off and maybe trying CBC or BBC or see if I can get one of those broadcasts.
Yeah, well, BBC's a part of my regular staples of diet of news and information. So yeah, some people look at these and call them state-sponsored propaganda. BBC, CBC, and I look at that and I say, compare any news article from any agency, any legacy media, any website, and please tell me in what way it is propaganda. Now, some stories may stray a bit, and where there's that error, you have to apologize. You can't let journalists get away with distortion of the truth or portrayal of things that are not true. They have to cite their sources and back it up. New York Times, Washington Post, I still say the legacy media has so much to contribute in terms of our understanding of current politics and society. And I really do not understand some of the more weird social media sites. And I get those sites from a family member who lets me know what he's visiting and where he's getting his crazy QAnon, conspiracy, far-right, Christian nationalist stuff. Where are you getting this stuff from? And he tells me, and I look it up, and of course, that's what he's being fed. You are what you eat in terms of media.
Well, we all have to remember, all of us, when it comes to anything on social media, we all have to remember, even the things that I like and I enjoy, everybody that's doing it is doing it to make money.
Yes.
So and that's the sad thing, and it's, in my opinion, the root of all evil. So I don't care what it is you're pushing, what it is you're flogging. As soon as you start looking at the diagnostic of what is happening within you all of a sudden are no longer honorable to thyself, because you're changing it or you're modifying it to just suit your audience. And anybody who doesn't know that's not paying attention, because everybody wants that 1,000 subscribers to start being monetized. We would like that. You know what I mean? And
no, Jim, we would not. We would be intimidated by that number. Our 2s and 3s are fine. And if that was just you and me having a morning coffee, that would be fine too.
Yeah, and I guess we're not going to sell our souls for that 1,000
I don't think so.
subscribers. I know I won't, so I don't think you would either, or
no.
We would have a lot more going for us than we do right now.
Oh, we both have lack of effort syndrome, whatever that is. Turn on the mic, that's about it for me.
EDD, effort deficit disorder.
That's right, as opposed to your other dysfunction.
ED, yeah.
Well, listen, have you heard that Sean Hannity, under oath, said he knew all of Trump's lies, election claim, fraud claims are all fraudulent? He knew, and that's part of the $1.6 billion lawsuit against Rupert Murdoch and a number of Fox anchors, including Hannity.
Yeah, well, let's see if it sticks. This is starting to get frustrating to me.
It seems like the slow grind of justice.
Well, they just seem to have a way of doing it. I mean, I'm sure Trump's got a plan. Everybody's got a plan to spread it out until they just die of old age.
Well, you and I may very well.
Yeah, well, I find it incredibly frustrating. I find this is one thing I'm finding in my life. Some people have such joy in it, but I find frustration.
Oh, no, I find frustration in injustice or the slow grind of justice. It seems to take forever.
I'm the same way. That's partly what I mean. Partly what I mean about, we're talking about balloons and missing it with a missile. How do you miss a balloon with a $50 gazillion billion jet that can absolutely shoot down the pipe of a hotel and kill somebody in room 3831, and you can't hit a balloon? Maybe that balloon stopped that thing from hitting it. I don't know, but I find that frustrating.
I think it's more interesting from a political angle that Pierre Poilievre blamed Trudeau for taking 2 shots when it should have taken only 1. And it wasn't even Trudeau. It wasn't a Canadian jet who fired. So I thought, oh yeah, opportunism.
This is what I hate about all politics. This is why I'm not into it. I can't get into it like you, my friend, because everything. Okay, now we're going to argue about balloons in the House of Commons. Good,
Yes.
Let's do it. You know what I mean? You can't even,
Because there's nothing else of significance for Canadians? Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes I wish a great big hand would just go down, smack us all simultaneously in the face, say smarten up, and let's play nice.
That sounds like a Monty Python episode.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I could see the 70s illustration style, the Paisleys and long legs and big boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard about the mayor of Toronto? And have
Well,
you heard about the premier of Ontario?
I haven't heard about the Premier of Ontario. I have heard about the Mayor of Toronto. What a way to throw the later part of your life away, but all right.
I wonder if it's just that or is there something else? I mean, wasn't it Trudeau who said the nation has no business in, or the law has nothing to do with the bedroom of the nation?
No, he said the
Some,
government has no business in the bedroom
yeah,
of the nation.
so yeah, just part of me is wondering about that. If anyway, I have mixed feelings because on the morality side of it, you say, well, if you screw up like this, then what else have you screwed up? If you've got poor judgment on this, what else have you got poor judgment on? So there's that issue. The two may not, it may be totally nothing wrong. And with Ford, it's the same thing. He's selling off or intends to privatize and sell government land on the Niagara Escarpment, Greenbelt space north of Toronto, to a group of developers who happen to be his buddies who paid $10,000 each to attend his daughter's wedding.
Well, that don't smell right, does it?
No,
All
it
right,
smells.
let's cover the both. First, when it comes to I tend to agree that just because you're a horn dog don't mean that you can't run a city.
Right.
And so I think
So
that's
those are
why,
false equivalencies.
yeah, I don't understand why the lady gets off scot-free out of all of this. She was an adult and knew she was screwing around with a
I
married
don't know
woman.
that she does. Monica Lewinsky paid and has paid and continues to pay for that mistake with Bill Clinton. So I got a feeling you don't get off.
No, we don't even know who she is. So
No,
it's
not
probably
yet.
gonna,
But
yeah. And what can I tell you? Anyways, I don't necessarily believe personally he needs to step down as being a mayor. I meant more of this comes out and you now you got grandkids, you've got children, you've got a
yep.
loving wife of over 40 years. You got to explain all this to. You got to continue to have the begrudging. All of this
Oh yeah.
Christmases will never be
Yep.
the same.
Yep.
Your holidays will never be the same.
Yep.
So that's what I meant with messing up your life at the end like
Yeah.
that.
The consequences ripple on and on.
And Ford, if what you said and I haven't heard, and if what you said and I don't know why you would lie to me, well, something smells really
I
bad.
sent you an article called the Buck and Doe Gate. Buck and Doe, because it was
I
at a
don't think I got that.
stag party
I don't think I
that
got
this.
that.
Okay, I can take a look at my outbox, make sure it was sent. Anyways, the notion.
It might have gone to spam. Sometimes that happens to me.
You're spamming me. I can't believe it. You just put me in the spam, the waste paper basket of life.
Oh, you kidding? I get 4,683 emails from you a day. Why would I pick that one to spam?
And you just have to look at the titles because I tagged them all in the title line so you can see I click on that. No, that doesn't interest
Yeah,
me.
that doesn't ring a bell at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, it's all about the money. Follow the money and follow the Italian mob, apparently, because it's sourced in Vaughan. And that's and so the Ford name as a ne'er-do-wells in activities that are suspect is being brought up again.
Sell your soul for rigatoni. This is disgusting.
Oh my goodness. So where this all goes, I don't know, and I don't know the truth of it all, except apparently, and this is the part that gets me and why it's have you heard worthy, and that's that Ford was interviewed by some kind of ethics integrity officer, and he said, "What? I did nothing wrong." And the guy said, "Oh, okay, just wanted to hear you say that." And there's been no investigation. And everybody else is screaming, "Get a private investigator, get somebody, get an official government investigation. This is an ethical violation of supreme magnitudes. Let's do it properly." And I don't know. So I'm concerned about that.
Stay tuned, I guess.
Yeah, stay tuned.
When it all comes to, we know what's happening.
So this morning it was really, have you heard about political infighting, about the mayor going down for Toronto, about the premier who probably should go down but isn't going down?
Well, the rumor mills go. I was talking to someone on Saturday that thinks the mayor didn't have an affair. He just said he did so he could resign and get out of having to bring the budget down.
That seems like extreme measures to avoid bringing a budget.
I think so too.
Hey, I think he could just quit. There's nothing preventing the mayor from quitting at any point.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you could cite any other thing like mental exhaustion or.
You don't even need a cause. You just hand in your letter and get out. So I don't get it. Yeah, I don't like conspiracy theories, so I want to follow the evidence and the reporting. Toronto Star apparently is breaking most of the story, so I'm paying attention to that. And that's it for the first podcast of the Jim and Terry Show. Things that are noteworthy and have you heard? And it's political intrigue in Ontario in our own backyard. There you go. I'll call you right back, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.